All right. What's up, everybody? Well, I just saw a crazy press conference this afternoon. And as everyone knows, Deontay Wilder, Dominic Breazeale is going to happen on this Saturday. Going to have their heavyweight title fight this Saturday. And we've had a crazy build up to this fight. Obviously these guys don't like each other, and it's we can definitely tell that this is genuine dislike going back to the incident they had after Deontay Wilder's fight. I guess from Deontay Wilder's side of the story, saying that Dominic Breazeale threatened his brother, and then Dominic Breazeale saying, well, Dominic Breazeale saying that Deontay Wilder, and his crew confronted him, and they were the ones that started trouble with him in front of his wife and kids. So there's two stories here. Um, it's hard to distinguish which guy's telling the truth, but I kind of think that maybe Deontay. I'm kind of leaning towards Deontay Wilder's side of the story because Deontay Wilder uh, just finished his fight, and Dominic Breazeale at the time was calling Deontay Wilder out. He was trying to put himself in position to get a fight with Deontay Wilder, and it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that maybe Dominic Breazeale tried to step to Deontay Wilder, and maybe Deontay Wilder's brother kind of got in between him and kind of defended his brother, and that's when Dominic Breazeale started talking trash to probably Deontay Wilder's brother. Who knows? I'm just speculating here, but it was at a time when Dominic Breazeale was kind of yapping, and he was calling out Deontay Wilder, saying he wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. He was talking a lot of trash about Deontay Wilder. So that's the gist of that. But does that justify Deontay Wilder once again saying that he wants to put a body on his record? That Dominic Breazeale may not make it out of the ring on Saturday, once again threatening a man's life. Now we've heard other fighters say crazy stuff before in the build up to fights. We heard some of the crazy stuff Mike Tyson used to say. But Deontay Wilder has said this on several occasions, even when he hasn't had a fight signed during interviews. So this is something that has been on his mind, something that he's really trying to sell to the public here, or not even sell to the public. He's trying to let people know that this is his true intentions. It seems. Now, whether or not this is just for show, whether or not he's trying to play the villain, to try to increase his profile, make himself more popular, I don't know. It just seems like he's very angry right now. He's got a lot of built up tension inside him, and he just feels like, seems to me like there's a lot of resentment inside him. Like he's just mad at the world right now when it comes to boxing. Doesn't like what's been going on. Doesn't feel as though he's gotten his just due. I think the whole Anthony Joshua situation's really put a sour taste in his mouth, and maybe he just reached his breaking point, man. Maybe he can't take no more, and maybe But again, I just think this is a bad look, man. I think this is a bad look. I think it's kind of distasteful, and the press conference to me I thought was very cringeworthy. It was something that I didn't really. I was just saying to myself, what's going on here? Like, what is he saying? You know. So this is Deontay Wilder supposed to be going back to the basics. So he says, and when I hear something like that, I'm thinking he's going to go back to the drawing board, go back to the textbook things, go back to training, go back to actually setting up the power instead of just being over anxious in there, instead of just overshooting the shots, instead of just being too aggressive. I'm thinking of the poised Deontay Wilder that I saw in the Main Stavern fight, where he actually boxed. The first fight I'm talking about, where he actually boxed, used his jab, and set up the power. And he showed that he could box a little bit and go to the distance and actually use some skills in that fight. But there's so many times when this guy just fights off of emotion. And do you want to be fighting off of emotion while you're defending your heavyweight title. It doesn't matter who you're in there against, because one mistake, this is heavyweight boxing. You can get a little wild in there, you can get crazy, and you could leave yourself open, and you can get caught with a big shot. You can go to sleep. Now, I have a hard time seeing Dominic Breazeale win this fight because of his style. I mean, he's a guy that I think throws a lazy jab, and a lot of times you'll see him get countered over that lazy jab. Anthony Joshua was landing that right hand against him all night, and that right hand was the first punch that got Dominic Breazeale in trouble and knocked him down. He was never able to recover because he throws that lazy jab. Okay, and he doesn't really tie his opponents up. He tries to fight his opponents off, and he's not the best defensive fighter in the world. So he throws a lazy jab against Deontay Wilder. He's not going to be able to have a second chance to throw that jab again because he's going to be going to sleep. So, I think he's in for a tough night myself. That's just my opinion. But if Deontay Wilder starts to swing for the fences early and doesn't really have his legs up underneath him, he's only going to make the fight difficult on himself. Like, he shouldn't come. I hope that he can control himself enough to actually set the right hand up properly and not just go hog wild, right from the jump, and make this fight more difficult than it has to be for himself. So it's going to be interesting to see if Dominic Breazeale can hold Deontay Wilder off in the early rounds and maybe steal some of these early rounds. And if Deontay Wilder loads up in this fight like he was loading up against Fury, throwing one shot at a time, swinging for the fences. But the thing about Breazeale as opposed to Fury, as I said, is that these guys are totally different styles. Breazeale doesn't have nowhere near the defense that Fury has, nowhere near the head movement that Fury has. So he's not going to be able to slip these shots. I mean, Breazeale was getting touched up against Amir Mansour, and his eye was all puffed up, and he was able to land a big shot and break Mansour's jaw, and that's how he was able to win that fight, because Mansour could not continue. But that fight was a tough fight for him before he broke Mansour's jaw. So I don't know. I just think that Deontay Wilder seems a little bit too wound up to me, and I don't know. I understand where he's coming from. If Dominic Breazeale really did threaten his family and threaten the lives of his family, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I'm sure something went down, but I find it hard to believe that Dominic Breazeale threatened the lives of his family. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But does that justify him, saying all these crazy things? I mean, because he was saying these crazy things even before Dominic Breazeale. He was saying that he wanted to put a bounty on his record even before the Dominic Breazeale situation. So this is something that's been building up for a while now in Deontay Wilder's mind. And is that something that you want to carry around with you for the rest of your boxing career? Having in the back of your mind that, you know what, I could probably kill somebody in the ring. And he can say whatever he wants, but until it actually, heaven forbid, something like that happens, he doesn't know how he's going to feel after that. Like all the fighters that have had, like Ray Mancini and Sugar Ray Robinson, all the guys that have actually damaged fighters and killed fighters in the ring, and even Nigel Benn with the Gerald McClellan situation. There was a lot of bad blood in that fight, but Nigel Benn, Ray Mancini, Sugar Ray Robinson, all these guys that actually did kill someone in the ring, they felt horrible afterwards, and they were never the same after it. So this is something that I think psychologically affects a fighter. So by him not looking at all these other situations and seeing it, and then we just had this Adonis Stevenson situation too, where Adonis Stevenson was in a coma. So that even makes these comments right now that much more, in my opinion, inappropriate. Now the WBC isn't happy with these comments, and they're saying that they're going to investigate again and take a look at this. But I don't know. We'll still see what happens. They didn't do anything the last time he said it, so we'll see. We'll see what they do this time. But I'm just not down with it. I don't think it's necessary. And the way he says it, and he's been saying it over and over again. I just don't think it's a good look, man. It almost sounds like he's really serious about this. Coach C, I'm sorry, I'm not taking calls. I don't have the blog talk set up, but Eric and I are going to be doing a show tomorrow, and we'll have calls during that. Okay, Wilder's Raphael Dawkins combat radius is Wilder is classless. Why would you believe Wilder's side? Well, because like I said, Breazeale was calling him out, and Breazeale was kind of talking trash to him before the fight. So maybe there was something brewing behind the scenes. So now I'm not going to say that justifies what went down. I'm not going to say that justifies these comments, but obviously, you know, when you're the challenger looking for a title shot against the champion, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so to speak. So I'm sure he was yapping and talking trash to try to get under Wilder's skin. So Coach C says stop being gay. It's boxing. Go back to darts homeboy. Oh, maybe he's talking about I don't know. Who's he talking to? Raphael? I don't know. Probably talking to Raphael. So I don't play darts. Suleiman, no, we're not taking calls. Sorry, brother. Notorious VC said Manuel Char would kill Wilder just as Suleiman. Wilder, the preacher's son. And then Joe Lopez says it's Deontay bipolar. Georgie says the brand. Raphael Dawkins combat radius is classless. And then Notorious VC says no, just desperate to sell a terrible fight. So-called people's champ, says Georgie. Notorious VC says it bothers him a lot that he's not as big a star as Fury and Wilder. Notorious VC is Joshua, and then he has 4 stars after it, so I'm sure that's not a nice word he has after that. Raphael Dawkins combat radio calls Wilder the people's chump. Suleiman says Manuel Char has a much better chance of beating Wilder than Breazeale. That's for sure. I think you're right. Okay. All right. Coach C and Georgie are going back and forth. What's the ticket sales so far, Beebs? I'm not sure. It wasn't doing well a couple weeks ago, so I don't know. Torres VC says no, he doesn't. Okay, Raphael Dawkins is Type C. Type Z, I mean. Raphael Dawkins Comment Radio. Everyone's kind of going at it here in the chat, man. Everyone's going at it here in the chat. Wow. Okay. All right. Suleiman said, why you blocked my wife, Kiko? I don't know who Kiko is, Suleiman. I'm sorry. Brooklyn Child, Boxing Talk. What's ironic is people who have a problem with the comments of Wilder will still watch the fight. Yeah, absolutely. Without question. Of course we will. No question about that. Can I unblock Kiko Carino Kempis? Yes, I will. If I could find the channel. Coach C says, at least Wilder didn't land 97 rabbit punches like Nigel Benn. But you want to be mad at Wilder. Well, it's not a question about being mad at Wilder. It's just a question of he can say what he wants now, but like Nigel Benn was talking all that trash before the McClellan fight. And it was actually a TV show. Nigel Benn actually met Gerald McClellan. And they did a benefit for Gerald McClellan in the UK, and they flew Gerald McClellan over there. Nigel Benn was talking, met Gerald McClellan for the first time since the fight. He broke down in tears. He felt horrible about it. You know, so I just don't think it's good, man. I don't really want to see people die in the ring. I don't think anyone in this chat really wants to see someone die in the ring. Can we at least agree on that? Regardless of how you take these comments from Wilder, whether you think it's hype or whatever, let's just honestly answer the question. Does anyone think that it would be cool to see someone die in the ring? Because I certainly do not. I don't want to see anyone die in the ring. I think it's horrible to have anything like that happen in the sport of boxing. What happened to Adonis Stevenson was horrible. Yeah, I watched that video of Ben seeing McClellan for the first time. I cried too, man. I cried too, man. I thought it was horrible. I felt so bad. Yeah, McClellan was talking mad trash before that fight. I don't see how Breazeale can win this fight. Does anyone give Breazeale a shot in this fight? Can Breazeale win this fight? Should have felt bad, says Coach C. Ben and the referee should have been brought up on charges. He was trying to land rabbit punches and was juiced to the gills. Yeah, he was landing rabbit punches. And plus, when he got knocked out of the ring, the referee stopped counting. So the referee was counting to 20, but he was still on the ring apron. Just because you go through the ropes and if you're still on the ring apron, you still get a 10 count. Now, if you get knocked out of the ring and you fall on the ground, then you get a 20 count. The referee didn't even know the fucking rules. I agree with you. That referee was disgusting in that fight. No question about it. Yeah, I don't know. He catches him during an exchange. My only concern is just Wilder going into this fight too emotionally charged up, too emotional. And then he actually looks bigger now, like he's putting on weight, like he's trying to reinvent himself for some reason. Will that affect him? Will that affect his stamina? Will that affect his speed? Who knows? He looks at least about 10 pounds heavier now than he did for the Fury fight when you watch him in training. He looks bigger. Guys agreed. Does Wilder look bigger? Yeah, that is kind of corny that he did sue him. I agree with you, Coach. That was kind of a stupid move right there. You settle it in the ring, man. That is kind of corny. I don't remember a boxer suing another boxer. Well, Manny Pacquiao, I think, had a defamation case against Floyd Mayweather. That was kind of whack too. Yeah. As long as Wilder's not emotionally charged up, he'll be fine. It says Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk. I mean, does anyone in the chat think that Wilder needs to settle down or it's going to work against him? Yeah, he looks and the weight that he did put on, Coach C, he looks pretty solid. It looks like quality mass he put on. Yeah, we don't know what happened, man. We don't know if he grabbed the kids or not, man. We really don't. We really don't. Well, Wilder's a WBC champion, Georgie. He's VADA tested, so we'd know if he tested positive or something. Because level of opponent does not work against him. Yeah. Again, the big thing is the styles here. Breazeale just does not have a great defense. He gets touched in every fight. And he keeps his hands so goddamn low, too, because he's so tall. He's used to fighting shorter guys. And he can get away with it against shorter guys. But you saw what happened when he fought Joshua. Another guy who's tall as him. So, you know. So if he keeps his hands low against a tall guy like Wilder, like he did against Joshua, he's gonna get counted right over the top that lazy left hand with that big right hand. So guys think that Wilder's trying to just psych himself up. Coach C says Breazeale is like Hurt. His best asset is the ability to take a punch. Wilder's punch is harder than anyone in heavyweight history. This is going to be quick. I'm picking a second round knockout here, to be honest with you. I think it ends quick too. I think Breazeale's going to get destroyed in this fight. With all due respect to Breazeale, man, I just think he's going to get. I think he's going to get hurt. Wilder punches like a mule. He punches like a mule. He's a hard puncher, man. He's definitely a hard puncher. Breazeale is not an exciting opponent, says Suleiman. What do you guys think? What's the over under in rounds here, guys? How long do you think Breazeale lasts in this fight? Yeah, he has been talking like this since the Spilka fight, Jerome King. I remember when he said that. He said I thought I killed that guy in there when he knocked out Spilka. Four rounds, says Alex T. Mario G says 3 rounds. Way too much one-dimensional, says Suleiman. Wilder in 3. I'm gonna say Wilder in 2. Jerome King says he lasts 5. Yeah, so let's see what the WBC does, man. They've been talking. They keep saying they're gonna do stuff when Wilder says these things, but they never end up doing anything. I mean, how many times are you going to investigate them for saying the same thing? They're kind of corny too, WBC. You know? I ain't even going to read that one, Jason. Jason, do you have a problem with your caps lock button? Is it stuck or something? Why do you write everything in caps, dude? What's your freaking blood pressure, man? It must be like fucking 190 over 130. Guy's so fucking triggered all the time. Press 1 to put Jason on timeout. You got the wrench, George. You could time him out. I know you love me, Caps. Mr. Caps. WBC. Yeah, where's your wrench? You're not getting your wrench back, man. No way. You're too crazy to have a wrench. No way we're giving you a wrench. You're like a kamikaze with that wrench. All right, Coach. I'll check you later, Coach. I'm a traitor. Where's Eric and Robbie? Me and Eric are gonna do a show tomorrow. Eric had a soccer game tonight with his kids. He had a game at 6:30, so he's probably just getting home. Probably got home at 9 and he's gotta eat and stuff. They say Jerome is asking what fight is next after Breazeale. Well, they're saying they got some big news after the Breazeale fight, so let's see who it is. I have a feeling they'll fight Luis Ortiz in the rematch. Suleiman, you want a wrench? All right. Maybe I'll give you a wrench after the show. Why do you want him to have a wrench? I'm thinking maybe 7. I don't know, Georgie. I have to ask Eric what time he wants to go live tomorrow. Maybe 6 or 7. I'm thinking it'll be in the notifications. It'll be in notifications. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a Luis Ortiz rematch. Take Georgie's wrench and give it to Suleiman. Dude, Georgie's been following me since 2012, dude. He's been a loyal listener for 7 years. Suleiman, you've been a loyal listener too. You've been listening to me for a long time. So Suleiman is classy. I think he is. Yeah. You think Georgie's a hater because he disagrees with you all the time. Says shit you don't agree with and you don't like to hear. That's why you say that. Luis Ortiz is a better fighter than Dillian White. Thank you, Alex T. Yeah, you've been around for a while too, Alex T. That's right. I I haven't been around since 2005. I started in 2009, so maybe you started following me right like in 2009 when I was on Rope Dope Radio and stuff. My first YouTube channel I started was in 2009. Oh, okay. Typo. I was born in the 60s. I was born 69. That's 100% correct. I was born 1969, Jason. That is 110% correct. Beeb will be 50 this year in December. Big 5-0. Big 5-0 in 7 months. Do I think Dominic Breazeale made a mistake by pushing for Deontay Wilder title fight? Not at all. Not at all. Because hey, thank you, Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk. By the way, I'm a big fan of your channel. I don't comment much because I'm always working, but I'm a big fan of the Sunday show. Salute B Bomb Squad. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That PBC welterweight tournament video was amazing. It's doing big numbers, Beep, says Jason. Well, I thought it was a pretty good video because I made some good points. Oh, you born the same year as me, Suleiman? Awesome. Oh, Buddha. Oh, remember Buddha Phi? Boxing Fan 4, the real boxing voice, yeah. Filthy Mouth and others. The big Ragu's back, yeah. I seen him. Wow, man, you've been around, Alex T. Did you listen to Rope Dope Radio too, Alex? When I was on Rope Dope Radio, remember Chris Carlson and Ashy Knuckles, and I'm sure you know D Style. Yeah, we've been around. We've been around for a while. Boxing MD was bashing PPC the other day on Twitter. Who cute? I mean, at this point, does it really matter who bashes PPC? They're already. Yeah, Ash is back and forth. Ash travels a lot now. He's got a job where he travels a lot, so he can't make as many videos as they used to. He's cool as shit though. That's my man right there. I like Ashy Knuckles. He's a cool dude. Chris is a cool dude too. A lot of these people left though, man. Blood is like one of the first ones. Blood's been around forever. Yeah, I thought Ugas won that fight. Definitely. I am excited about these welterweight fights coming up. Question is, people are asking who Wilder fights next. Who's Joshua fight next after Ruiz? Wouldn't it be funny if Joshua fights Ortiz next? Because they were saying that Eddie was saying that they'll make him an offer after this fight. I'm dying to see how Ruiz does though. Alex says Joshua fights Pulev. But we'll see what happens with the Pulev situation. I heard he got suspended. Jason says AJ won't fight Ortiz with a full camp. How do you know? You don't know that. He may. Bob Cherry died. It's unfucking believable, says Georgie. AJ never offered Ortiz to fight with a 12-week camp. Jason hates Bob Arum. Bob Arum's been a promoter. Been a promoter for 55 years, man. Guy promoted the Thriller in Manila. He promoted Leonard versus Hagler. Promoted George Foreman. He even promoted Roberto Duran at one point. This guy's promoted everybody. You know, you got to respect him for his longevity in this sport. I mean, this guy is still a force. Bob Arum is still a force in this sport. That's true. Yeah, he was under FBI investigation. So was Don King. Yeah, he has blocked fights too. Thing about Bob, I made a video about Bob being a hypocrite because I remember it clear as day back in like 2008, 2009 when he had Claudia, he had Cotto, he had Margarito, he had Pacquiao, and then he got Marquez. He had all the welterweights, and all he did was do in-house fights when he had all the welterweights. Now he's talking shit about the PBC because they have all the welterweights and they're doing in-house fights. So he's just being a hypocrite because he did the same thing. I mean, how many times could Pacquiao fight friggin' Marquez? How many times did Pacquiao fight Bradley? Pacquiao fought Bradley 3 times. He fought Marquez 4 times. He's the king of in-house fights when he had all the welterweights. Pacquiao wasn't crossing the street when he was a top-ranked fighter. So, Jason, what did I tell you about the anti-Semitism? I've already warned you about that. That's why you can't have your wrench. You can't do that stuff, man. I already told you that. You're gonna get the channel in trouble. No, that's freaking you being a bigot. Can't be a bigot, man. That's being a bigot. Not about safe spaces. It's about not being a bigot. Yeah, Bob he's begging for those Heyman fights, but he wasn't begging for the fights when he had all the welterweights. Remember that? I'm sure you remember those days. Yeah, Jason's so triggered. He takes everything personal. Do you think Bob Arum was the only guy in boxing that was under investigation? Honestly, Jason. Honestly. I know you're not that naive to think that. Can't pick and choose who you want to hate. You try to paint one, He was under investigation several times. You can Google it. Google him. You don't have a Google? Don King was a convicted murderer. Went to jail. Don King is not here. What do you mean he's not here? He still promotes fights. Yeah, well, how many times he got sued? What does that have to do with boxing, dummy? Because Don King is a promoter, and Don King used to bribe the WBC to get his fighters ranked. So what's the difference? Don King used to take the judges to fights out to dinner before fights. Did you know about that? Did you know about that, Jason? Don King used to friggin' he was in bed with Jose Suleiman, Mauricio Suleiman's father, to get his fighters ranked by the WBC. They made the Ali Act because of Don King, because him and his son were ripping fighters off. What do you want me to tell you, Jason? Boxing is a dirty business, brother. It's a dirty business. I will say one thing: Heyman is like one of the only guys in boxing that really does take care of the fighters. I respect Heyman for that. All these other promoters, they don't give two shits. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? What about what's going on with Lou DiBella? He wasn't at the press conference today. Does Lou DiBella no longer promote Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder turned down that DAZN deal? Because I remember Lou DiBella was pushing hard for that DAZN deal. He was the guy. I think he was big part in trying to put that together. Heyman fired DiBella. Why? Do you have any links for that? Now, do you have any links? Yeah, he hasn't used DiBella for a long time. But I think there was a problem with that DAZN situation because DiBella really wanted Wilder to take that DAZN deal. That could be true. That could be true. Yeah, because even maybe DiBella was pissed that Deontay didn't take the deal. Maybe that had something to do with it too. Loyalty is everything in this thing of ours, dude. Dude, you're freaking you're freaking Irish. What do you know about freaking this thing? You in the mafia now? In the Irish mafia? Yeah, DiBella, I don't think was really the promoter. Smash the like button if you like catching the body, says Champ Life. You're Italian? You don't look it. You look Irish. What's your last name? Shaw? That's an Italian last name? Jason Shaw? Probably Scottish. Do I think Gary Russell should vacate his title and move up? I don't know. He's kind of small. I mean, I think he could still make 126. I know. Look at Irish. That's not really being racist, anyways. Though telling someone they look like a certain. Yes, I don't know. Who do I got? Mikey or Danny? I got Danny. I like Danny in that fight. He's not gonna unblock you. I know. I know, Alex T. I know. Don't worry, I'm not like Jason. I'm not gonna get triggered. All right, Jerome King, but Gary Russell needs bigger names at this point. Why Danny? I think Danny can box. I think Danny has a good jab. I think Danny is bigger and stronger. And if Mikey can't hurt Danny, then he's going to be in for a long night. Because Danny can pressure, but Danny's also a good counterpuncher too. Danny's dangerous off the back foot too. So people underestimate Danny Garcia's boxing ability. Mikey's not the quickest guy on his feet either, so Danny has problems with guys who are quick on their feet. Mikey doesn't move a lot, so Russell versus Frampton would be mad big, says Suleiman. Yeah, but I like Russell at this point. Yeah, it's right. Doesn't have to worry about Mikey's feet. That's what I'm saying, Alex T. Because Mikey doesn't move a lot. Not a mover. Russell versus Leo or Tank will happen. I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't think Gary's gonna move up. I think Gary's gonna stay at featherweight for a long time. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box. Mega Fit Meals, the meal delivery service that I use. Fresh ingredients, quality ingredients, good macros, highly nutritious meals. Good for somebody who's looking to eat healthy and also who likes good food. Looking to pack on some muscle. So check out Mega Fit Meals. Hit that link in the description box. Also, purchase the Ringside Reporter t-shirt. Links in the description box for that as well. Support the channel. All right. Do I think it's too late to turn pro at 29? No, not really. It may not. It may not have a crazy long career though, but you still turn pro at 29. Why not? I don't think Tank should fight him right now, Alex. No. Frampton is with ESPN. Heard Spence Porter not happening in August. Yeah, I heard it's happening in September. People are telling me that Spence is pissed off that his fight's not on pay-per-view and then Mikey Garcia's is after he beat Mikey Garcia. What do you guys think of that? Spence's fight's not on pay-per-view, but Mikey Garcia's is. Yeah, because you're right, Alex T. Because at least at heavyweight, they don't have to make weight, and cruiserweights usually can make 200 easy. One, two, three. The crew is called BDP. Yeah, I agree. Porter's not that big. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, Mikey lost and he's getting a pay-per-view fight. Getting tired here, man. It's getting late. Yeah, Porter isn't a big draw. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Yeah. Stack the undercard, I guess. A lot of pay-per-views so far this year, huh? That's going to be like the fourth one. That's crazy. PPC, it's going to be PPC's third one. That was a big mistake putting Crawford on pay-per-view. I like Crawford, but he just doesn't do good numbers on pay-per-view. That's crazy. Let's see. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. But check us out tomorrow. We're definitely gonna be doing a show tomorrow, and the weigh-ins tomorrow for Breazeale Wilder. So that should be great. All right. Until next time, Bieber's out. Talk to y'all soon. You guys have a great night. Peace out.